right? I'm gonna make some guacamole. We've got some ripe avocados, and I wanted to show you how to make guacamole in an authentic way. And that means that you're not gonna be putting a lot of unnecessary stuff in it. It is just a very simple thing. Guacamole is delicious. And the other thing is, you don't wanna make it too smooth. We want it a little bit chunky because we wanna appreciate the avocado, the red onion, and everything that's in it. So let me just start first with an avocado. You want the avocado to be a little bit dark on the outside, and you want to be able to press it ever so slightly and feel still firm, but it has a little bit of give to your fingers. And also, if you find one that has a stem still in it, when you pull that stem out, it should be still a little bit green, not brown. That's how you know you're gonna get a good avocado. The other thing is that we're gonna put in there is red onion. I really like red onion in guacamole. You can see it made with white and yellow onions as well. I think red onion gives it a little bit better flavor. Red onion it's called Spanish onions. They're a little sweeter and they have a nicer flavor. That's my opinion. The second thing is you want fresh lime. You don't want lime that comes out of one of those little plastic fake lime things. You want a real, honest to God lime. And to get the juice going on this, the good thing to do is to give it a little roll with your fists, with the palm of your hand like this, and that just helps to bring the juice into the middle of it. You're also going to want a little bit of salt. The salt is what brings all the flavor to the forefront. And again, I know a lot of people get really excited about salt, too much salt, get worried about it. Use a good pink salt. Pink salt has lots of minerals in it, including iodine, and it's a good natural salt. There's like multi-minerals in there. And lastly, but not least, is this, cilantro. I've already washed it and I put it in the paper towel. And this is how I keep it. I showed you this the other day. I wash my cilantro and I put it in a little, this is in a little mason jar. And then I put a bag over the top of it so that a little air could get into it in the refrigerator. This will make the cilantro last so much longer. Otherwise, it's just gonna slime up in your produce bin, and you don't want that. So first things first, I'm gonna do is cut some lime and then put that aside because otherwise I'm gonna be using this lime for another reason, and I wanna make sure that I don't have onion and guacamole and everything else on it, okay? I'm gonna chop everything else. I'm gonna show you exactly what it looks like in here. I'm gonna start with the avocado though. Now, there's this thing called avocado hand. I'm sure you've heard about it, and I've had a friend who had one, and that was from holding the avocado like so and doing this with a knife. Ended up cutting her hand right here and had to have surgery. The way to avoid that is to do your cutting and always use a claw and do it on your cutting board, and then that way you're never going to have that problem. You can see it came out really nice. We've got one little bruised area. We're going to take that out. And then you take your knife, give this a twist, and the pit comes out very easily. Okay, wasn't that easy? So the other thing is I have, and first I'm going to take this out, this little menace. There it is. It's just easier because I'm going to show you a tool I have. It's called an avocado slicer, and it just makes getting the avocado out really nice and clean. And you put the tool in there and you give it a good squish, and then go back and get any leftover avocado, but you can see it just takes it right out. I'll put those in here so I can throw it out easily. And then again, we're going to do one more side, and in it goes, and it just slices the whole thing up. Almost all the whole thing. Get out! You don't want to waste any of this. Okay. So there you go, and I just put a little bit, this is where I put the lime on, because the lime also helps. And I'm using about not quite a half, of a lime with a whole avocado. You don't want to have it too limey because then you're not going to taste anything else. You know, the lime is really bright and it brings out a nice tartness, but it can also easily overwhelm the avocado. You have to remember the avocado has a very delicate buttery flavor and texture, and you want to respect that. You want to make sure that all the flavors come out, and the cilantro and the red onion are to frame that. The next thing is I'm going to add at this point is the salt, and I'll come back and probably correct it, but I'm just a couple of little sprinkles, a couple of pinches is what I used. So, and then the next thing is the red onion. So I'm gonna use about that much, probably a little bit less, we'll see. And if I cut too much onion or chop too much onion, I don't just put it in there because it ruins everything. I'll just save the onion, I will not throw it away. I'll just throw it into the onion keeper. I have this little onion keeper that looks like a little onion that goes in the refrigerator. And I'll just put it in there, and then I'll use it for whatever I need to use it for. So now I'm just going to give the onion a chop. And I can tell already that I've got too much onion here, so I'm just going to go ahead and keep this piece over there and bring these pieces back in. You want it chopped fine, but again, you want to be able to taste it as well. And you can see my left hand, which is guiding the food, is the claw. And anything that doesn't get diced up, you come back to it. Then you can use this as a scoop as well to bring it in, but you don't use the sharp side of the blade. That's about right. And then the cilantro, probably this is too much, but we're gonna go ahead and chop it anyway. What I'll do with the cilantro is I take the fresh, and by the way, a lot of people just take the leaves off. Don't do that. Most of the flavor is in the stems. You want to take leaves off of things like oregano and thyme, but not cilantro. You want all of it. So I've got all this fresh cilantro. It's all been washed. And I will take it and I will bunch it up like so. So you can see I've kind of made it into a little, I don't know, little package or so. And now I just bring it down onto the board. And again, my left hand is a claw and holding it. And I should really have a cloth under here so my board's not moving. And you just make this elliptical movement. And give it a good chop. And then I use a fork. It's super easy to just get in there and get it mixed. And you can see that it's all just kind of separated right now, but it's on its way to being mixed. And I want you to see the color and the quantity. Basically we have, it's like what would I say? It would be like a 3-to-1 ratio. 3 being the avocado, 1 being the cilantro and the guacamole, and then the salt is really to taste, and you have to come back and taste it. This is where you get out the chips and you do your thing. Now, jalapenos can go in there if you like. You can, some people add garlic and cumin and all of that. I keep it really simple, and I think it tastes fresher like this. You can add a little bit of salsa. You can add tomato if you like. But again, you know, this is a kind of a regional thing, and everybody does guacamole differently.
Asking if you could use apple cider vinegar instead of lime.
Oh, no. I would not do that. No. I would just skip it all. And, you know, if you don't have any lime juice or whatever, I've used lemon juice before in a pinch, and it works. I just like lime better for this kind of thing. We keep, you know, this is part of my perpetual shopping list. I keep, you know, lemons and limes as, you know, constantly coming in, and we use that. Onions, all kinds of different onions, shallots, garlic. You know, you should keep a stock of different pantry items that are things that you use all the time. Any other questions?
Somebody earlier was questioning about the lime keeping the avocado from browning.
Yeah, it will. I mean, it's a citrus. It does, but you know, on the other hand, this is not even going to have an opportunity to get brown. When you make guacamole, you should eat the guacamole. And the other thing is, if you're making it for a party or something and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and your party's going to be at 5, go ahead and just put plastic wrap over it and sit it out. It doesn't have to go in the refrigerator right away. As a matter of fact, it's better when it's not cold. And that is how you make guacamole. So, another question?
If you're doing keto, what would you eat it with?
You can eat it with vegetables. You can eat it on top of something. We put it on top of. We have a hot melt salmon recipe that we put it on top of. That's just absolutely incredible. You can also use pork rinds. So that makes a big
Scrambled
thing.
eggs.
You can put it on scrambled eggs. Yes. That's it.
Celery sticks. They want to know how long it lasts.
It doesn't last long. It really doesn't last long. The next day, it's less than wonderful, and it might start to turn brown. This is an extremely delicate fruit, the avocado, and it goes bad really quick. I mean, you have like the smallest window. You get them and they're hard, and then all of a sudden it's ripe, and then the next day it's gone. You have to be really watchful with them. And you can put them in paper bags, you can put them in a drawer or something, and that helps to get them ripe. But once they're out and once they're ripened, you might want to go ahead and stick them in the refrigerator. On the reverse side, you can also buy them unripened and really hard, keep them in the refrigerator, and when you're ready for them to be ripened, you can put them in a drawer and let them ripen that way. But just remember and write yourself a note or put a note on your drawer that they're in there so you don't forget and open up and go, oh, all those avocados. But take advantage of them. They're in season. I prefer the Hass avocado. That's what I just used right now. And I think it has the most wonderful flavor. Believe it or not, avocados are also a really good source of fiber. So fiber, fat, this is it's one of your healthiest foods. So now you have a guacamole recipe. I want you to go enjoy it. Okay? Peace out. Thanks for joining me today. Bye.